My wife begged her ex to take her back. I exposed her, and she still came crawling back. I've been through enough bad relationships to know what heartbreak feels like. Honestly, I thought I had paid my dues to the universe by now. Since I was young, I've been the guy who gave his all, in relationships only to end up betrayed, cheated on, or discarded like I was nothing. Most of the time I wasn't at fault. I was simply on the receiving end of someone else's selfishness. After years of that, I grew jaded. I told myself if the next relationship ends in betrayal, I'm done. I'll live out the rest of my life as a bachelor. No more chances. Then I met Kara. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and keep watching, because the best part's coming up next. She wasn't like the others, or so I believed. She was kind, patient, and surprisingly understanding of my walls. I wasn't easy to be with at first. I carried bitterness, mistrust, and sometimes acted cold because of my past. But Kara, she softened me. She was consistent, reassuring, and for the first time in years, I thought maybe I'd been wrong about love. After 3 years of dating, I proposed. She said yes, and soon enough, she became my wife. I thought I had finally broken the cycle. Sure, our marriage wasn't perfect, no marriage is, but it felt stable, normal, and filled with enough love to weather storms. At least that's what I believed. When we first started dating, Kara told me about her ex, Ethan. She explained how much she had loved him once, only for him to ghost her out of the blue and move on with another woman. She described him as selfish and cruel. Her worst heartbreak. She swore she would never forgive him for what he did. At the time, I didn't think much of it. We were both sharing stories of our past relationships, and I figured it was healthy for us to be open about where we came from. I could tell Ethan had meant a lot to her, but I assumed that heartbreak was exactly why he was out of the picture forever. I was wrong. It all began on an ordinary evening. We were curled up in bed watching a movie. She was scrolling on her phone, tilting the screen slightly away from me. I noticed it, but didn't think much of it. Everyone values a little privacy sometimes. Then she left the room to grab us drinks. That's when her phone buzzed. A notification popped up from someone saved as Ethel. The message read, "Aren't you married?" My stomach dropped. I don't know a single person named Ethel in her life. And the wording, it wasn't friendly. It wasn't casual. It was accusatory, like she'd been saying something she shouldn't have. I wanted to grab the phone and read everything right there, but I knew she'd be back any second. I forced myself to stay calm and wait. The entire rest of the movie, I couldn't focus. My mind spun in circles, trying to rationalize what I saw. The next day, when she wasn't around, I finally got the chance to go through her phone. My hands were shaking as I opened the conversation, and that's when my world collapsed. The contact wasn't Ethel. It was Ethan. She'd changed his name to hide him from me. And the messages, they were devastating. She had been the one to reach out to him. She'd started innocently enough. Small talk, catching up. But it didn't stay innocent. She wrote things like, "I really miss you. I want you at least one more time. Like old times." That was the message that prompted Ethan's response. "Aren't you married?" Reading those words felt like knives carving into my chest. And her explanation to him? That we were drifting apart, and it was only a matter of time before our marriage ended. Drifting apart? There was nothing wrong with our marriage, at least not from my perspective. As I kept scrolling, I saw weeks of messages. She asked if his body was still as hot as it used to be. She reminisced about their intimacy. She begged for his attention. And while Ethan entertained the conversation at first, he eventually pulled back, clearly disturbed by how far she was going. It wasn't him chasing her. It was her chasing him. That hurt more than anything else. I documented everything. Screenshots, photos, timestamps. I needed proof, not only for myself but for when I confronted her. When she walked back into the room later, I was still holding her phone. She froze, then rushed to snatch it from me, panic written all over her face. I let her take it. I didn't need the phone anymore. I already had the truth saved. For a while we just stared at each other in silence. Finally, she asked, "What did you see?" "Like what you see?" "Click like, hit subscribe, and stay tuned. Let's keep going." I laughed. "Everything, so go ahead, explain yourself." Her first excuse was that she was just reconnecting with people from her past. Some kind of self-help exercise, she claimed. She swore she didn't mean anything inappropriate. I cut her off. "You literally begged him to sleep with you again. Don't stand here and lie to my face." She denied it, gaslighting me, insisting I must have misread. She twisted words, tried to spin it as if she had only been nostalgic. But I had read every line. I knew exactly what I saw. The more she lied, the angrier I became. Eventually, she broke down crying, falling to the floor, begging for forgiveness. She claimed she wasn't unhappy with me, just selfish, nostalgic, weak. She said Ethan reminded her of her youth, and she got caught up in the fantasy. Her tears didn't move me. "You didn't stop because you realized it was wrong," I told her. "You stopped because I caught you. You were ready to throw away our marriage for him." Her face crumbled when I said the word divorce. She begged, pleaded, swore she'd never do it again, but I was already gone inside. The trust was shattered beyond repair. The very next day I hired a lawyer. She kept apologizing throughout the process, even as her lawyer fought tooth and nail for alimony and other things she didn't deserve. She wanted to make me pay for ending it. But in the end, she got nothing substantial. No alimony, no house, just scraps. The judge saw through her, and while he said infidelity didn't change the financial side of things much, it was still clear she wasn't walking away with a win. Still, I was bitter. Bitter because it didn't have to end this way. Bitter because she destroyed something good for a selfish fantasy. So I did something petty. I exposed her. I sent screenshots of the messages to her family and close friends. I wanted everyone to know why we divorced. Her parents were furious at me for humiliating her, but I didn't care. She humiliated me first. After the divorce, I thought I was free, but then she asked to meet. Against my better judgment, I agreed. Curiosity got the better of me. We met in a public place, and after some small talk, she said the words I never expected. "I want us to get back together." I laughed in her face. She told me she had made a mistake, that Ethan wasn't the man she thought he was anymore, that she realized too late she had thrown away someone who truly loved her. She said I was her safe place, the only person she could trust. Her eyes filled with tears, her voice shaking as she begged me for another chance. But I wasn't moved. "Even if I wanted you back, there's no trust left," I told her. "And without trust, there's no marriage." She kept whispering, "Please, please, please," until I stood up and walked away, leaving her sobbing in the middle of the food court. That was the last time I saw her. Now I'm divorced, free, a little scarred, yes, but alive. I gave that marriage everything. I trusted her enough to put a ring on her finger, only to find out she was secretly begging her ex to take her back. And even after I exposed her, divorced her, and cut her out of my life, she still had the audacity to crawl back, begging for another chance. But I'm done. I don't know what the future holds, but I do know this. I'd rather rebuild my life alone than ever share it with someone who destroyed my trust so completely. Honestly, stories like this break my heart because they show just how fragile trust really is. You can give someone everything, your time, your love, your commitment, and it only takes one moment of weakness or selfishness to tear it all apart. But at the same time, I respect the strength it takes to walk away and say, no more. Sometimes self-respect means choosing to be alone rather than settling for less than you deserve. If you find yourself in a situation like this, remember, your peace of mind matters more than anyone else's apologies or second chances. Trust is the foundation of any relationship, and once it's broken, it's nearly impossible to rebuild. If you found this story real and raw, smash that like button and hit subscribe so you never miss moments like this. And I want to hear from you. Have you ever dealt with betrayal or second chances in love? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's talk about it.